What was I talking about? I'm teasing.
You were talking about how you were an at-risk youth.
Yeah, I was an at-risk youth. I was in like the 6th grade, you know, because I would like stay out all late and like never be home by curfew. Or the cops would find me after curfew and like drag me back home. And yeah, she'd be all pissed. But
Your mom?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So whenever I was younger, like around that time, I was like listening to a lot of Stone Temple Pilots. Like it was whenever Plush came out, and then they once had another one that I am smelling like a rose. Whatever that song was, I thought that song was the
Dead and Bloated.
Was it? Yeah, Dead and Bloated.
Yeah.
But then The Crow came out. When the fucking
yes.
Crow soundtrack came out, that's whenever I was like, holy fuck. I thought fucking The Big Empty was like the pinnacle of all music at that time. And I would like fucking blast it and I would like, you know, sing dramatically to it.
I don't know. I think there's better songs on the Crow soundtrack.
Oh yeah, there's definitely better songs on the Crow soundtrack. But whenever I was 11, that was the shit. I was like, yeah, time to take.
Hell yeah.
But no, the rest of the Crow soundtrack is fucking awesome. Like that My Life with the Thrill Kill Cult song.
Hell yeah.
What was it? After the Flesh. And fucking, that Henry Rollins cover of that song about Ghost Rider.
And then Nine Inch Nails covering Joy Division.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff.
You know what? You will never, ever hear me admit this ever again about anything ever. But that Cure song was actually decent too. And you know how I feel about the Cure.
Yeah. Didn't you see Nine Inch Nails live around that time?
Yeah, that's what happened. I was an at-risk youth, and I had this counselor, because I used to smoke cigarettes, and Stay was like, well, you have to give the boy some freedom, and maybe that way he doesn't think he has to stay out late all the time. He's like, if he wants to smoke, let him smoke at home. He just has to smoke outside. And she was like, well, he's like, just set up an ashtray outside. Boy can smoke outside, and you have to stay out of his room. You can't go into his room without knocking. She was like, what? He's like, he needs his privacy. He's a teenage boy. Don't go into his room without knocking. I was like, yeah, this counselor's badass. But, you know, there was other concessions I had to make, too. Yeah. But he knew I loved Stone Temple Pilots in this fucking 6th grade. So that concept had already come and gone. And I was like, oh, that sucked. So he was like, are there any other concerts you wanted to go to? And at the time, I didn't really know. So he had this little lackey. It was like his little, students doing his clinicals or whatever. And he was on vacation, so we sent his lackey to take me to a concert. He was like, yeah, I'm going to go pick up some tickets for ZZ Top. And I was like, oh, yeah, my dad likes ZZ Top. I'll see ZZ Top. But then all of my friends at school were like, oh, we're going to go see Nine Inch Nails. I was like, there's no way in hell my counselor is going to go take me to see fucking Nine Inch Nails. So I was like, well, okay, fuck it. I'm going to go see ZZ. It was the same night, too. So he calls. He's like, are you about ready to go? I'm like, yeah, man, I'm ready. And he's like, well, I couldn't get the ZZ Top tickets. And I was like, what? He's like, so I got tickets to go see 9 Inch Nails. And I was like,
fuck yeah.
I was so fucking stoked. So we get there. It was like Marilyn Manson, the Jim Rose Circus, and then 9 Inch Nails. So, you know, there was lots of dildo flapping and, you know, Bible burning. Right. And then the Jim Rose Circus was the shit. They had like this dude named Enigma that had a full body tattoo of a jigsaw puzzle, and he put a cigarette in his mouth, and this guy fucking got a chainsaw on this metal pipe, and he lit a cigarette from the sparks.
Oh shit.
There was like this huge fucking fat dude, I can't remember what his name was, but they broke a fucking cinder block like on his gut with the fucking sledgehammer while he was laying on a bed of 9 Inch Nails.
Dang, he should have done sumo.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking about that. I'm like, man, that guy would have been good at sumo.
Hell yeah.
But when 9 Inch Nails came on, it was the coolest fucking shit I had ever seen. It was the Lloyd Noble Center in Norman, Oklahoma. So it was like 1,000 fucking people, you know, like, and it was all full. Everyone singing along to fucking Head Like a Hole. It was like surreal. It was like, this is so fucking cool. And, you know, they did that shit when they played like Hurt and Something I Could Never Have, where they have the little down drop thing with all of the dead animals decaying on the screen. Yeah, they played a whole lot of shit. Yeah, they had this screen that would lower down in front of the band, and they would like put this fog machine on, so it was all foggy and smoky behind the screen, so you could see what was being projected onto it. You could still see their silhouettes.
Oh, wow.
But you ever see the MTV music video for Hurt?
Yeah.
But how they have like that fox decaying and like a pelican swooping. Yeah, it was all that shit, but live and like fucking huge.
See, I was like 10 at the time. Like, my mom would have never let me go into anything like that.
It was like, how old was I? When was 1995? I was 13. No, it was 1994. Okay, yeah. 1994, I was 12. That was my very first concert I had ever been to. And that dude, like, that little lackey guy was like, well, I know you see some friends over there. I'm just going to hang out over here. Just kind of enjoy the music. If you want to go hang out with your friends, just make sure to come say hi every now and then. I was like, okay. And just ran off and hung out with my hoodlum friends. It was fucking great. It was like my first concert ever, and it was everything I thought it would be.
You lucky bastard.
Dude, That's
Jesus.
a badass first concert.
I mean, it could have been ZZ Top.
See, and I'm sure it could have shaped you into a completely different person, too.
Yeah, right.
Imagine what would have happened if Matt had seen ZZ Top when he was 12 instead of Marilyn Manson and Nine Inch Nails and shit.
I'd just be fucking wearing a real tree camo hat.
Sumo Punx, Sumo Punx, Sumo Punx, Sumo Punx. Sumo Punx, Sumo Punx, Sumo Punx, Sumo Punx. Sumo Punx, Sumo Punx, Sumo Punx, Sumo Punx. Sumo Punx, Sumo Punx, Sumo Punx, Sumo Punx.
This is Sabrina, and I am way too fucking exhausted to come up with a clever intro.
And this is Matt, and my entire body has been sunbaked into a leathern Willie Nelson crust. And this is Sumo Punx.
Wah, wah.
It was brutal out there at the Cowboy Cup at FitCon, Texas.
This is the day after the Cowboy Cup that we're recording this right now, and there was an after party.
Yeah.
So the Cowboy Cup itself, while it was going on, was during the day, and it was like 105 degrees out.
We were
Everybody
up since 8 in the morning.
Yeah, it was just really a true test of everyone's mettle
really
to get through that day outside of the actual sumo happening. And then we had that after party.
I loved it.
Afterward, the Cowboy Cup after party, where we got to know some people like one-on-one, and that was super cool because we got to hang out with fucking Jake from Grand Sumo Breakdown.
He was so fucking cool. Seriously, he's one of our people.
I kind of had a sneaking suspicion that, like we would be on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
Oh, and I gave him that jam.
Yeah, the Shodai jam.
Vanilla cantaloupe jam.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, he has to share with Mac.
So the reason there's
And everybody
Shodai
else.
on there is we were listening to Sumo Kaboom, and they went on this episode about Shodai, talked about how he grew up on a cantaloupe farm, and Shodai is Sabrina's boyfriend. So she made this Shodai cantaloupe jam, and it has a little drawing of him holding a cantaloupe, and she knows how those boys feel about Shodai, so she's just jabbing them. It's great.
Oh my god. And we got to hang out with so many other cool people too, like Ben.
Ben Marquez. Ben is so
Dude.
fucking cool. Just a great fucking dude.
He's got like so many weird stories.
I
You
know,
can just
I
sit
loved
there
it.
and hear him talking about different. He's like you, just sit there and listen to him talk about shit he's been through in his real life, and it's like,
Yeah.
it's more entertaining than watching TV.
Yeah, we were swapping stories. They were swapping ghost stories and like cryptid, scary, spooky shit. It was fucking great. Everyone there was it was fan fucking tastic.
And we wanted to continue some of that getting to know you sort of energy because we actually have a guest with us today, Rick from Dallas Sumo Club.
Yo.
And Rick falls neatly into the punk, goth, metalhead Venn diagram, just as Matt and I do. So I know we were talking about your love of industrial music earlier,
Yeah.
which is very near and dear to my heart as well.
Yeah, for sure.
So, okay, real quick, top 5 bands, go.
Oh, damn. Just like that, huh? I mean, Rob Zombie's is hugest inspiration for me. And then after that, I mean, I think it'd be easier for me to go with like inspirations because
Okay.
like Rob Zombie's up there, like Les Claypool because I play bass, and then Trent Reznor because he like writes all his own shit.
Fuck yes.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's top. We'll stick with top 3. I don't want to
Okay,
dig.
top
I don't
3.
dig too much. But yeah, I mean, just that inspiration within itself, just kind of drew me to all kinds of music in there. And then even just being a musician, I try to listen to everything, give everything at least a chance, check it out.
I'm really not surprised that you said Rob Zombie because you showed me that picture of you when you were younger last night with the long dreadlocks.
Oh yeah, about 10 years ago I had dreads to my butt.
Yeah,
they're
it was
pretty long.
sweet.
I do miss them sometimes.
Like White Zombie, Rob Zombie, White Zombie is very near and dear to my heart. That was actually my second concert that I ever went to. So like when I first got there, it was like I saw the tail end of the Melvins, and it was like, the Melvins? Well, they were all right, you know. I was like, you know, but Reverend Horton Heat, I've never seen a mosh pit to fucking rockabilly.
Oh,
it was
nice.
fucking weird, but I was into it, you know. And then White Zombie is right when they did Astro Creep 2000. It was fucking great, and I was like fucking 13. I was like, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Another thing in common, you have also been in a few bands as well, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I've been in like, I don't know, a nice little handful of bands. Been on tour, small Texas tour. Been in the studio, in front of the glass, behind the glass, both parts. And it's a lot of fun. Just love music. I mean, I've probably been playing music over 20 years at this point. And just, I love making noise. I mean, just we jammed a little earlier today, and we made some good noise.
Hell yeah.
And another thing that the both of you have in common, you're both sumo wrestlers.
Yeah, hell yeah.
We like to slap some fat.
And we're also going to hear some stuff from Matt because it turns out both of these boys just had their first sumo tournament experience.
Let's go.
Guys, how are you feeling on this day after? You feeling pretty beat up?
Actually, not as beat up as like the very first practice. I mean, these guys kicked my ass that first time. But if anything, the sun came down real hard on all of us. And
That was the brutalest part.
I mean, it's Texas in summer, so you should have expected it, but I don't know, man. It was just a lot. But
Yeah,
we all survived, though.
Yeah, it got pretty fucking hot. It got up to like, what, 105?
10
Yeah,
fucking
105 is what I saw.
Man, I think the heat was more brutal a lot of the time than even like getting pounded by the other competitors for some people. Like, that shit was fucking gnarly. How about you, Matt? How do you feel about your the day after your first tournament?
Well, when I woke up, I definitely felt like I got hit by a truck. Like my whole body was spongy and bruised, but a little bit of naproxen, a little bit of kratom helped. But I felt great to finally break into, you know, competitions. But I felt like the sun just completely demolished me. It just totally kicked my ass. I got like about a heat exhaustion. Like there towards the end, I started having a panic attack, and like my hands turned all red, and I felt all dizzy, and I got tunnel vision. I just had to douse myself in like 3 or 4 bottles of lukewarm water and maybe get a little bit of ice if I could find any and put it on my neck. I finally was okay enough to leave and carry all the bags and shit, but I was fucked up for a second.
Yeah, well, you both survived, so that's a plus, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
So since it was your first tournament, I bet that probably took a lot of preparation, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've wrestled before and I've done tournaments before, but there's like personal rituals you got to go through. Definitely get your mind game set. And even at that, like I've only done sumo for like 3 months, and definitely figuring out that it's definitely more of a mind chess game than like big fat boys going at it. There's a lot into it. It's not just your body, it's your brain too. And that's again another reason where the sun came into a factor, because it just fried your brain, and then you were like, let me just go out there and smash this dude, when could have done something else to actually win. But it was awesome. I mean, I think I went like 2-4 out of all my matches. But again, it was my first tournament, and I got a lot of good experience and a lot of time to get better and learn for the next one.
Yeah, you did better than me. I only got 1-4, and the only guy I beat was Corey. You know?
Oh, nice.
But Corey and I, you know, that's definitely a coin flip, because he's
Very
really good.
true.
He's good at the Tawara. He will fucking uchari your ass.
Yeah.
But those Egyptian boys were fucking mean.
Oh, yeah, they brought it.
Yeah, that Kamal dude was pretty badass. And then the Ronin Rikishis, I fought a guy, Neri, I can't remember his last name, but Neri, he was like, had all the tattoos on his chest and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that guy was strong. He seriously just felt like a fucking python. Like, I was like, okay, you know, I've never seen that dude before or anything. And, you know, so I was like, all right, I'm going to put my all into it. He just got right underneath with the fucking Morizashi and just fucking worked my ass. you know, my
Nice, hell
first
yeah.
first bout was with fucking Caleb. You know, goddamn black belt, fucking just whoop my ass.
Oh yeah, my first bout was with Khalil, and
Oh god, yeah.
Khalil is a freaking beast in there.
And those Ronin Rishi guys, don't a lot of them have a background in, I want to say a background in martial arts?
Yeah,
of some
so
sort, right? Yeah.
Corey had a night where he was like, "Oh, anyone at Dallas Sumo Club joined me to go out there." So me and actually Rob went out there. Actually, Khalil even showed up that night, and we went out there, kind of checked them out and showed them how we practice and stuff like that, or how how Corey runs the practice, and it's pretty good. And when we got there, they were doing sambo. So
nice.
so they already have like their own stuff. So they just started picking up sumo, and it's pretty good. Then actually at the end of the tournament, they asked me to go train with them. So I think I'm gonna go show up this next practice that they have.
They're based out of
They're in Oak Cliff.
Oak Cliff. Okay, I thought it might have been Arlington or something, but it's Oak Cliff.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, that's my old hood. So it was like,
Hell yeah.
Awesome. You had mentioned a minute ago that you had been in other tournaments before for other things
I
besides
did
sumo.
Greco-Roman wrestling, and that tournament, the same tournament style. It was either like a duel where it was like one team versus another team, or it was a full tournament where it was like 6 teams versus each other.
Oh shit.
So I've been in brackets and stuff before. You win, you keep going, you lose, you're out. So I wasn't really worried about the brackets and stuff. I was just worried about getting my skills and learning my ring awareness and the Yoho and stuff like that. So
Do you think that your previous experience with like the Greco-Roman tournaments and stuff helped you prepare for this Cowboy Cup sumo tournament?
definitely like mentally, just because like I said, I've had that experience before, so I knew how to get my mind set and focus on my single match, and it's just one match at a time. It's not like, oh, what I need to worry about something going on later. I need to worry about the now.
Right, exactly. And I know Matt has a background in wrestling as well, but from much longer ago.
Yeah.
Do you think that kind of prepared you for this as well?
It kind of made me a little bit more nervous because whenever you're in like those folk wrestling tournaments in elementary school, there's like a whole gymnasium covered in mats, and there's like, maybe like 8 matches going on simultaneously. So it's like different stations, So it was different whenever your match is the center of everyone's attention, and that kind of got me like. But
Get like stage fright a little bit.
Kinda. So I was definitely really nervy about it. I was like, man, I'm gonna fucking get my ass kicked, and it's gonna be everywhere, and people are gonna see. But you know what? Justin Kizzert said on an interview sometime, I think it was with Grand Sumo Breakdown, he said that you're just gonna lose at first. You just have to get all of those fucking losses out of the way and get good. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna get all of my losses out of the way, and I'm gonna get good.
Yep, same.
So I've just been doing sumo for a year, but when I first started, my muscles, were all shitty and atrophied. So I feel like after a year, I'm at baseline. Like I feel like I'm just an active human, and now I have to work up. So it's this whole year for me has been catching up, getting my body caught up. Now I got to work on building it up.
And you had another friend of yours who was actually giving you tips during the tournament as well, right?
Oh yeah. During the tournament, actually Caleb started giving me a whole lot of tips. He started showing me different belt grips, different ways to get those belt grips, because pretty much I know you grab a grip and you do something with it. But he was like, depending on how far deep you go, or if you grab more towards the front. I like to do grips where, I grab the belt and then I lift their arm up. If I could get them sideways or at an angle, a lot easier to push out. So he showed me a few easier ways to try and do that. But some of those dudes were a little bit hard. Like Brandon McLeod, he's of a shorter stature than I am, but that guy's muscles are like fucking boa constrictors and shit. So I was trying to, get like a good grip. He just fucking locked up my arm. He choked my arm. He fucking seriously strangled my arm, and you could feel like this biceps just like.
That's the dude from Florida, right?
I think he's from Florida.
Yeah, because I think he's the one that went against my brother Bubba and straight up flipped Bubba all the way over and landed him on his neck. Bubba was like, I'm either gonna do this flip or break my arm, and he had to go for the flip.
Oh fuck!
And he got him on the lock, but it was good. Bubba was able to not injure himself.
And that's what I liked about wrestling that Brandon McLeod dude, is just because like he was like deceptively strong and exceptionally skilled. And I just want to fight more guys like that. So I just want to learn how to fight against people of all different kinds of statures,
Yeah, for sure.
Those bigger boys, it's a totally different creature wrestling the bigger boys than it is wrestling guys that are either lightweight or, of a shorter stature. I don't know. I felt like I got my ass kicked, but I learned. I took all of my lessons into my flesh.
Yeah, gotta learn.
So I know that you had some people who were sending you messages while you were competing, giving you some like tips and stuff. And you had told me one of them was that you should think of it as if it's just another practice.
Yeah,
another
just think of it as a big practice.
Keiko.
Yeah,
Do you think that helped you out?
It helped immensely. It was Brenda Velasco, that's Kellyanne Ball's fiance, gave me words of encouragement, words of kindness, helped light a fire in me to be like, okay, I can fucking do this. And, just helped me get my head in the game because it was hot and I was kind of freaked out by the heat. I was freaked out that it was my first tournament. I didn't know what to expect, but it was well organized, very good, well-oiled machine. Everything went off without a hitch as far as the structure of the tournament goes. And all I had to do was just get out there and give it my all. And she was just so encouraging, just so assuaging my fears and making me feel fired up like I could fucking do this, boosting my confidence. That's what I was going to say.
Nice.
So, yes, thank you, Brenda Velasco. You kick ass.
And Rick, did you have anybody who was giving you words of wisdom or words of wisdom that you had heard from other sumo wrestlers in the past that really helped you through it?
Yeah, I mean, me and Bubba just kind of chilling there, and me and Bubba always go back and forth talking about doing stuff here and there. But Kyle was there. He's a sumo nomad or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kyle, and he's a badass. He ended up winning the gold, I believe, for the Cowboy Cup in the men's.
Yeah.
And he was there, and he was giving me and Bubba pointers. So yeah, just picking up stuff from Kyle. I mean, he knows a lot of shit. So
Yeah, he really does. We're going to interview him soon, too.
hell yeah, I bet that'd be awesome interview.
I mean, he's like a wealth of knowledge, but not just with sumo. I think he does like freestyle wrestling, and does he do judo as well, or jujitsu?
Yeah, actually, because we were all hanging out the other night at the after party, and I believe he brought up judo, Greco, like I said, freestyle. He does quite a bit.
He could like bridge all of those disciplines together. It seems like he could just take what he needs from each discipline and apply it to whatever sport he's kicking whoever's ass at.
That boy just loves to wrestle.
Yeah,
He does.
he definitely just loves to wrestle.
Fucking, I don't know, man. He just fucking tossed my ass around at Roller Town.
Yeah, that was actually where Rick and his brother Bubba got into sumo the first time as well. Is that right, Rick?
Yeah. So I listen to the Ben and Skin show every day, and they have their own brewery, Roller Town, out in Salina, and they were releasing a Japanese lager, and me and Bo were definitely into, first of all, beer.
Yeah.
And definitely into Japanese culture and stuff like that. And I looked it up, and it was like, oh, a sumo demonstration from Dallas Sumo Club, and I was like, what the fuck? There's a sumo club? And so we showed up, and the main idea showed up. We were just there to fucking get drunk, drink beer. And then Corey was like, sign a waiver, get in there. And I was like, me and Bubba just made eye contact for like half a second. We were like, yep. And dude, we were already like 2-3 beers in, and we were like, fuck it, wrap us up in the Mawashi and get us in there. So we jumped in. Me and Bubba went together against each other with our very first sumo match ever. It was awesome. And then
I remember watching you guys, and you did really well.
Yeah, we stayed in there. They were doing King of the Hill and stuff, and Bo actually ended up going against Kyle, and he knocked out Kyle, and everyone was like, "Oh shit!" And it was Bo's first time, and it was fun. It was a lot of energy, and it just sucked in from there. We went to like the next practice, and then we've been there ever since.
Was that the first time you had ever seen sumo matches in real life?
Oh yeah, that was definitely the first time.
And you were just like hooked from there.
Yep, I was hooked right away. I mean, again, it just reminded me of wrestling, and I was like, well, here we go, do it all over again.
Did you find it kind of hard to, because whenever you're doing like folk wrestling or freestyle wrestling, you get the urge to shoot, like go for a single leg, double leg.
Yeah.
That was my hardest thing, was fighting against that muscle memory.
Yeah,
and I still struggle against it. Not as
yeah, for sure. I mean, I was a bigger dude. I didn't shoot too much, and definitely used people shooting at me and then sprawling. But yeah, sometimes you do want to go for that single leg and like drop down. But I was like, no, I'm in sumo. I got to stay on my feet.
Because whenever I wrestle, like if I could take you down, I could pin you if you were on the ground, But if I could just throwing someone, it's trickier to get someone to knock them off their balance while keeping your balance. It's kind of like you're a teacup, balanced on a fucking spoon, and you're trying to knock someone else's teacup off their spoon. It's,
Right.
Yeah.
That's some vivid imagery there.
Yeah,
that's a
good.
very specific analogy, I guess. I'm not sure how to describe that.
Except we're not teacups, we're just big old boys.
So you have actually, Matt, you've been doing sumo for about the past year now.
Yeah.
And then Rick, you've only been doing it since
4 months.
Yeah, since
the
Roller
Roller Town was like the beginning of March. Yeah, and then coming up to the beginning of June for the tournament. It's been about 4 months, and try to soak up as much as I could. I mean, it's still like, again, I need more ring awareness and stuff like that. Keep my base under me. I think I've done this. Probably this tournament was probably the most developed I've gotten. I kind of talked to Jared pointers here and there, and he definitely helps out. He's our technician and helps us out on getting the skills down.
What would you say you've learned now that you've done your first tournament that you want to take with you to the next tournament? What sorts of skills or even just, mindsets have you picked up from this tournament that you could use in the future?
Well, first of all, I need a mouthpiece because blowing them up on a tachi, that's where you win the match. And you got to blow them up on the tachi. And Bubba has one of the best tachis because he leads with his head, and I'm the same way. And we knocked heads. And after that, I was like, I need a mouthpiece. And that's where you're going to win your match, is right on the tachi, right from the start. You can rock your guy and knock him off his balance and then push him out from there.
Yeah, that happened to me. Brandon McLeod, his tachi got me right under the chin, and my teeth clacked, and it really rung my bell. And that's, I went for that grip, but he just choked my arm. That dude can fucking wrestle, and I gotta fucking take some pointers from that, because that's, he's had a lot of skill, demonstrated a lot of skill. The Ronin Rikishi guys had a lot of fucking just drive, power, and heart. Those guys represented hard.
Yeah,
but
they came in strong.
Yeah, that was fucking badass. So I really want to try and put more of the spirit into the event, into what I'm doing, because everyone was so hyped about it. Everyone was into it. Everyone that was, underneath that tent where the dojo was just all in. And that was so fucking cool. I just loved how involved and passionate.
Yeah, it was great. Everyone was encouraging everybody, especially when Matt went out there. He was like, Sumo Punx. And I was like, yes, let's go.
That was fucking awesome. That did give me some dopamine.
Yeah, me too, honestly. That was just the greatest thing to hear.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I just love the feel of it. It was almost like, it felt like a giant convention or something like that. Just a whole bunch of people all united for this single purpose, and everyone was so all about it, and that was cool. Nobody half-assed that whole fucking thing.
No, yeah, for sure. Everyone brought it. And there's clubs from everywhere. All across the nation, or even those Egyptian dudes, I think they were living in New York right now or something. So that was pretty cool. They were able to come out here. Dudes from Kansas City.
Yep. California.
Yeah. That's badass. They were able to come out here and travel and participate with us.
Yeah, I was kind of scared whenever I saw fucking Robert Fuimoyono there. I thought he was because he's got Worlds coming up, but I thought he was going to get in there and fucking just start breaking heads, fucking smashing people. But, I understand he's saving it up, but I was almost scared to face that guy. I saw a video of him and, Henry from Hawaiian Sumo, because Henry's not only a huge dude, but he's fucking strong and he's fucking flexible. And all the videos that I've seen, it's just, he's an amazing fucking athlete. But to see fucking someone able to actually push him out of the dojo, because whenever he did the national championships in Vegas, I didn't see him lose once. But to see Robert Fuimoyono push him out, I was like, damn! That guy is a beast. Fucking bulldozer. Lives up to his name.
Yeah.
You just said you were kind of afraid to go up against Robert. Was there anything else that you guys were really sort of afraid of before you went into the tournament, or
Robert
even during?
Westbrook.
Oh yeah, and Robert was my second match, and he got trucked pretty much, and all he did was put his arms out, and I was already at the edge of the ring. I was like, what happened?
Yeah, he's what is he 6'8"?
No, yeah, I think he's 6'8".
Yeah, 6'8", maybe 400, maybe a little over 400.
420.
Yeah, dude is.
I remember that.
He's like the mountain of Dallas Sumo Club.
Yeah, he's our Dallas Sumo Club mountain.
So were you afraid of getting any sort of injuries, or were you afraid
Yeah, that's actually what I would say. I was
Yeah.
definitely scared of injuries, which Watch another reason why I mentioned getting the mouthpiece, because I
Mm-hmm.
definitely don't want to have a concussion and then have a concussion in that heat. Man, it would have been like double damage.
Or lose teeth.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
man, definitely don't want to lose no teeth.
Man, Khalil though, like that guy had like the most fucking fighting spirit the whole fucking way. As he went into there injured, if I recall correctly, and keep in mind this might not be 100% correct. I'm just paraphrasing from what I remember. But no, he was saying like earlier this year that he was thinking about taking some time off of sumo to fully heal and recuperate, which I am all about because he's got so much fucking talent. But I think he just wanted to just do a couple of tournaments as like a doing it big before I take some time off to heal. And man, it's just that what did he have, like a ruptured Achilles tendon or something?
Oh dang, is that what
Somebody
it was?
mentioned that. Yeah, I remember somebody mentioning
And then
that.
I think he might have broke a rib.
Oh yeah,
Really?
that's what it seemed like there at the end, because they did need to get like the EMTs there to come check him out.
Yeah, he couldn't breathe very well, but man, he fucking gave it his all. That was
Yeah, for
fucking
sure.
badass. It was inspirational as fuck. Khalil, if you're hearing this, good on you, buddy.
Yeah, man, he's super high energy. He brings it.
Hell yeah. And I think I remember he ended up winning the Fighting Spirit prize.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah.
I was jealous of those little like plush
The plush macaroons.
The
Yeah,
big
those are cool as
plush-
fuck.
Yeah, those things were,
want
were
one.
cute.
I know.
Oh, and the sumo trading cards.
Oh yeah, was that Terano Fuji's trading card? That was a
Oh
cool
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
card.
yeah. That was cool.
That was pretty awesome. So we talked about some of the people that you guys went up against, but even for the people that you maybe didn't have bouts with, were there folks there who you were just really excited to see had made it out to the Cowboy Cup?
So I'm like I said, I've only been doing it for a few months, so I really don't know that many people. So like Kyle was like, I was excited to see him against since Roller Town, and it was mostly him really. I knew that some of the guys from Rona Rikishi were gonna show up, so it was cool to see and hang out with them again. Of course, Justin from like Dark Circle, and it was cool to see him again. Him and Chad. But that's about it, man. I literally met a bunch of new people the other day.
Was there anybody who you didn't get to go up against who you wish that you had gotten to go up against them after seeing how they wrestle, or like you hope you might be able to go up against in the future?
I mean, I keep wanting to go back to Kyle just because he's badass, and the more you bout with someone, the more experience you can get from them.
He's like, if you want to get good, you just have to keep trying to fight him because you'll just learn new shit all the time. He will sharpen you as a blade.
Yeah, it was it. Iron sharpens iron.
Well, besides Kyle, was there anybody else you were excited to see?
Oh, I'm definitely excited to see Kyle Ferreter because he's just a fucking beast. And Caleb fucking Backus. Fucking, I've been trying to
Yep.
meet Caleb Backus for I don't know how long. And of course, that was my first bout. But it was cool because like what I really liked about it is even if you lost, either someone would give you pointers or they'd still give you a hug. I mean, it was just lots of good stuff, and it didn't matter necessarily that if you lost. I mean, it sucked, but I mean, you still learned something from it. It's not really a loss unless you learn. But it was really fucking cool to see Caleb and meet Caleb finally. And then the Hono Sumo folks. You remember JJ and Christine?
Yes.
Were
Yeah.
so fucking cool and so fucking
were
skilled.
Oh yeah, they got a lot of
nice.
skill. They were good.
Oh, fuck yeah. Super skilled, for sure. They both ended up walking away with, I think,
JJ got first. Oh,
He
yeah.
got-
They both got gold, I think.
I know that
Yeah.
Christine got
Yeah.
Christine got a trophy.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
got the women's trophy.
But yeah, JJ got a medal, and man, he is so fucking fast, and his limbs,
Fast.
like he's like a fucking tarantula.
Yeah.
Like him and Justin Kizzard, they were just like fucking spiders fighting. Limbs
that was probably the
everywhere.
most skill you saw in the ring that day. Just
Yeah.
'cause, Justin and JJ were you could just tell, you can even see in their faces and their heads were just working. You can tell the gears were moving, just trying to figure out what each of them are gonna do next.
Like a predator.
Yeah.
That was fucking cool. Chad knew he fucking tore it the fuck up too, but Chad's just good at what he does, you know. And then Angel De La Torre, holy fucking shit! I've seen him on video. Like, what was it? The Texas Classic, and then the fucking what was it? Nationals. I think Gilberto's his brother, right? I think that's his brother.
Yeah.
Well,
I
they both have the same last name. Anyway, but those boys are fucking mean. They're so strong, so fucking flexible, and you know, like Angel was just kind of chilling, you know, had his headphones on. He was
Yeah.
just like vibing, just waiting. And then when it was his turn, he just kind of take his headphones off, go smash a motherfucker, and then just go back and kind of chill. I mean, it was just a really cool dude, just really nice. I'm trying to remember who else was it that I really wanted to, or that I was really fucking stoked to see. Oh, Ben fucking Marquez. Yeah, fucking bro down hard with Ben.
Yeah, Ben's cool dude. He didn't get to wrestle, but he's just a cool guy to hang out with.
Yeah. And then Jake from Grand Sumo Breakdown. It was good to see that guy in real life. We broed down hard with Jake, and
he's super cool too.
Hell yeah, he's good people.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, there were so many different sumo podcasts being represented at the Cowboy Cup. We all got together and took that picture.
Yeah, that was great.
You know? So there was Sake and Sumo, and there was Sumo Kaboom, and there was us, and there was
Grand Sumo
Breakdown.
And then, and then Bruce from Tachiai.
Yeah. And they had their signs and everything that, you know.
Yeah, they're sponsored.
They had sponsored the tournament, so they got the signs made. So we need to get our own sign up in there.
Yeah.
So we need to start sponsoring.
Well, we better save up some money so we could get that sweet, sweet placard.
Hell yes, dude. And then I'll get to carry that one around, just like I did the other people's. And I'll wear even like shorter booty shorts when I'm carrying theirs around.
How did you feel about being able to carry the placards?
Oh my god, I felt so privileged. It was the highlight of my day. No, I think the highlight of my day was watching you beat Corey.
Yeah,
that was my
fun.
only win.
Yeah, that was fun.
But Corey's always, whenever I first started, he just beat me like fucking every time.
Yeah,
you know,
same.
going against him, you know, at the Torre is super tricky. Going against Jared anywhere in the dojo is fucking tricky. And then going against someone like Robert, who is just a force of nature, it's like the guys that we fucking wrestle with, you know, the guys that are part of the team, like everyone brings something different to the table, and you're forced to think in different ways to try and adapt to other people's styles, you know, like fighting Rick, totally different from fighting Bubba, who's totally different from fighting Jared, you know, who's totally fucking different from, you know, fighting Albert, Dakota, you know, fucking Steven. Like, all of those guys are just, they're so fucking, there's just different creatures, different animals, different kind of modes of thinking you gotta adapt to. And I love that shit.
What sort of advice would you guys give to anyone else who is listening to this episode before going off to do their first sumo tournament? What would you say to someone like that?
Definitely just try not to get stuck in your head and just go out there and be ready to put your skills to the test. I mean, that's what it's going to come down to. Just try not to think too hard about it and just, you know, let the spirit free.
And get a mouth guard, right?
Oh, definitely get a mouth guard.
Yeah, for me, I think don't let the nerves get on top of you. And if you start feeling like the nerves get on top of you, do what Brenda Velasco says and just think of it as a big practice. That's seriously what pulled my head out of the weeds.
Yeah, that's good advice too, for sure.
Rick, anybody you want to shout out before we leave today?
Just shout out for everyone that showed up. It was amazing. I mean, I'm glad I found something I can get my ass kicked and kick people's asses as well. Dallas Sumo Club is the shit.
Nice, yeah, and it's not going to be a tournament unless people show up. So
Yeah, exactly. We need more bodies always.
Hell yeah. I just wanted to give a shout out to all the fucking, all the different Rikishi that showed up, all the different sumo clubs that made the effort to come across the country, to come to our first tournament, and those that weren't able to make it still fucking promoted the shit out of it, got on social media, you know, did the damn thing. It all happened because everyone came together. It was so fucking cool. Thanks to Sumo Mainichi, like, they fucking contributed a whole lot to the whole fucking thing, and it was just so fucking cool to, like, you know, be a part of that. Sumo Kaboom, Lori, she was like a great fucking commentator. Whenever I was watching the live stream, like her and Bruce, that was like just such great commentary. And what was cool, it was like
good.
Such a different fucking experience watching the live stream with the commentary than it was like being there. And I really fucking love that.
they make that shit professional.
Oh,
Right, yeah. I was
fuck
just about to say, like, it was real. It was a real tournament.
Yeah.
Like, I completely understand why Corey came and yelled at us for standing on the cords behind him now. Because,
Yeah, I mean, I
like,
just wanted the shade, but no, I get it, because if anything went wrong behind there, that would have been like money down the drain, you know?
right. You know, you can feel like we're all just a bunch of misfits until you see them commentating on something like this, and then it's like, oh, this is like an actual big deal. This is
Yeah.
professional shit, you know?
And man, Corey worked his ass off for that, and it was.
Yeah, so shout out to Corey.
Yeah, give it
Shout
up
out
to
to
Corey.
fucking Corey. Shout out to Siggy. You guys are the real MVPs.
Yeah, for sure.
Made that shit happen.
All right, well, that's pretty much it. Guys, thank you so much for helping us fill an episode slot
Yeah,
and giving
hell
us
yeah.
your thoughts on the Cowboy Cup.
Yeah, thank you for the invite. It's great to be here inside Sumo Punx.
Fuck you.
We hope you guys have enjoyed this little get-together that we had with Rick from Dallas Sumo Club. We said recently on our social media that we were working on an episode about anime and manga, but we kind of talked about that with a few people during the tournament, and they,
Some people were like, "Oh, you're only gonna do one episode? We can sum up."
and we were like, you got a point there. And we were just so exhausted after the tournament. We knew we couldn't get an episode out today about that specific subject. So hopefully this is a good replacement for y'all. But
it's still coming up. We're still gonna do it. There's still gonna be a lot of dissecting and a lot of naming of all the random kimarite that we tried to get people to participate in. So
yeah, we did ask previously what your Hinomaru Sumo Kimarite, that's the finishing move, would be in that Hinomaru Sumo style. So,
like 1,000 demon drop.
yes, so if you've been on our Instagram or Twitter or what have you, go ahead and leave a comment on the post that we made with your version, and we may read it off on that episode.
Yeah, we've gotten some damn fine answers so far, and they're fucking hilarious, and it's just fun.
Other than that, that's the end of the episode. You know where to find us on our social media by now. It's Sumo Punx everywhere except for Twitter, where it's Punx Sumo. We also do have a Redbubble shop now, so if you want to maybe pick up a t-shirt or a sticker or some
But they have coffee
commercialized
cups.
bullshit, go ahead and do that. We have like a black metal Hakuho design up right now.
And we're gonna
and
have.
we're working on more.
Yeah, there's gonna be a Wakataka Kage. There's gonna be a
All
Hoshoryu.
kinds of shit. All kinds of shit.
Oh yeah.
That's it for now. We'll catch you later.
Bye.